Hello, my name is Andrew, and I'm a speaker of the English language. I asked some people what they would ask me if they were to interview me to be their English teacher. First question: are you actually gonna speak English with me, or just teach grammar and go over exam-oriented questions? While I think it is important to actually learn about the different typical questions that are in language exams, we will be speaking English about 95% of the time. I think the most important thing is to hear as much English as you possibly can, English that you understand. So I will be speaking just a bit above your level. Second question: have you ever been to any English-speaking country? Yes, I have. I've been to England 3 times. First when I was 5 years old, second time was when I was in high school, and the third time was when I visited a friend in Brighton 2019, October. Fun times. Third question: what is your favorite book written in English? And what is the hardest book you've managed to read in English? Okay, these are 2 questions, but I'm gonna answer as best I can, because it's very hard to choose a favorite book. I assume that the question is about prose. I like American prose better than British prose. The British are amazing when it comes to poetry, but I think the American prose literature is better. But still, I don't think I could choose a favorite book. I like Lolita a lot, which is by a Russian author actually, but it was written in English in the States, so I consider it to be a part of American literature. The Great Gatsby, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Breakfast at Tiffany's is probably one of my favorites. Which one was the hardest book that I have ever read in English? Probably House of Leaves. It's a horror book. It's very interesting but also weird. It has this kind of avant-garde structure, and it also contains a lot of jargon. Maybe I was 16 if I'm not mistaken. Fourth question: what's your experience with teaching English? Okay, I have 3 years of experience. I used to teach in this alternative school. I call it a special school. And my workplace was like Alice in Wonderland. Normal rules didn't apply. Youth from the most abusive backgrounds came to this school. So everyone had their problems, and it was my job to not only teach English, but also to care about these people. Sometimes it got very personal and difficult. Fifth question: how are your programs different? Okay, this is going to be a bit long, but bear with me. So I think the 2 most basic elements of language acquisition: input and output. Things that you hear, that you perceive in the language, that you see, text you read, songs you listen to, people you're talking to, hearing them. And output, when you actually speak or write the language. And I think traditionally how English teaching works in the country, you have these big classes with 20, 30 people even, and no one can really speak during class because there just isn't time for everyone, for all 30 people to speak up and speak their minds. You kind of learn from these books with a very grammar-oriented approach. And in these books you have these typical exercises which you can kind of memorize. I actually know a person who passed an English language exam without speaking a word of English, because she just basically memorized how these typical exercises were built and could just pass the test easily. These exercises don't really teach you the language, they teach you about the language. We are working in groups of 4, so there will be always 5 people in the room, me included. The reason for this is so that everyone can actually speak up. So we will have time to chat and to do group work. It's not a one-on-one where I would be the one to speak a lot more than the other person because they are just learning the language. The other thing that's different is that my programs, my English programs, are mainly done in English. So we will be speaking English all the time, and you will hate me and love me for it at the same time. Here we are. Those were all the questions that people had in mind to ask me. I sincerely hope you enjoyed watching this video, and don't forget to check out the different programs I'm offering. I'm doing intermediate groups and advanced groups, so whichever you feel like joining, please do so. And I'm also doing a bonus group, which is English literature and writing. So we're gonna read actually English literature, and we're also going to write. Bonus question: how did you learn English? I think my first ever English sentence was something like, "The enemy has got the flag," and it's from a video game called Quake 3 Arena. As a child, I always thought that whenever foreign people spoke some foreign language, that their speech, those alien sounds, would somehow convert into Hungarian, and that they were actually hearing the same thing as I am when I'm speaking Hungarian. And when I understood my first English sentence, that changed, because now I knew that it wasn't the case, and that gave me the curiosity to actually learn the language. I think during my English journey there have been two breakthroughs. The first one was when I was playing this online browser game where I received about 300 letters every day, and I translated every single one of them. The second breakthrough was in high school when I actually started reading English literature, and that's when I actually started to speak the way I am speaking right now. Thanks for watching. Bye bye. Oh god, I can't ask the question. Go over exam. Go over exam. Okay.